Hi guys, my name is Richard Price. I am the owner of High Tech Battery, and today I wanted to make a video addressing the longevity of medical mobility batteries, scooter batteries. How long should they last? How often should you be replacing them? And one of the things I wanted to come out in front and center and say is that the myth of batteries lasting 3 to 5 years in these medical mobility applications, especially the advanced ones you see today, is just not realistic. Those are statistics provided in a lab setting. It's in a controlled environment. Everything is perfect. But as you know, everything in the real world can't be controlled. It's not perfect. Weather in Minnesota is not going to be that easy 77 degrees all year round. It does depend on 4 different factors that I'm going to go over with you today. And we determine these 4 factors not only from the experience that we have in the battery industry. I myself have been in there 20 years. Also, we've shipped out over 200,000 orders across the United States. We've been in business for 15 years and we talk to our customers. The knowledge that I'm presenting to you today is easy to absorb. It's going to be take-home knowledge for you. You're going to walk away from this video with a little bit more insight into maybe why your batteries aren't getting the maximum lifespan, or how you can improve the lifespan of your batteries, and possibly if it's time to replace your batteries. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the 4 factors that we have today to take a look into improving the longevity of your medical mobility batteries. Let's kick it off with factor number 1. Factor number 1 is called depth of discharge, abbreviated DOD. I have here a spec sheet that we're going to go over. I'm going to put this on the screen for you so we can go over it together. Now, on this spec sheet, this is going to be for a battery for a per-mobile wheelchair. Very common for us to use. What I'm looking at now is called the cycle life in relation to depth of discharge. All right, we're going to blow this graph up and present it here for you. You can see that we have some information. We have capacity and the numbers of cycles, and then you can see DOD. Depth of discharge. How far down did we drain that battery? So at the 80% DOD, or 80% depth of discharge, what that translates to in normal speak is if you drain your battery down 80%, so the fuel gauge on your scooter is down to that second red bar, you will get 600 cycles on the average. Okay, so 600 cycles. Every time a battery is charged, that's a cycle. Every time a battery is discharged, that's a cycle. Okay? So if we draw that out to the 50% DOD, you can see that we double our cycles, 1,200 cycles, right? That equates out to everyday usage. You're looking at a little bit more than 2 years before you begin to see degradation, okay? Significant degradation. This is the crux. I mean, this is the number 1 takeaway, and I wanted to hit it first because it's so important. That 50% DOD is the gold standard for any deep cycle battery that's going to be in that lead acid family, whether it's sealed AGM, gel, or typical flooded deep cycle battery, which a majority of our mobility scooters are due to safety concerns. Very few are lithium. These love 50% DOD. It's going to maximize your cycle life, which means more charge and discharge cycles before you begin to see that degradation in runtime. It's going to maximize the value, so the money spent will be well spent if you can keep it at that 50% DOD. Now that's in a perfect world, right? That 50% mark is not going to apply to every single charge cycle that you have. You're going to be on vacation. You're going to be going long distances. You're going to be going to a store. You're not going to have access to a charger right away. And you're going to take it lower than that 50% DOD. That's okay. The trick though is to shoot for that 50% level halfway down as often as you can. Doing that will greatly improve the cycle life and improve the longevity of your batteries right there. Let's dive into factor number 2. Factor number 2 has to do with charging, mainly when and for how long you're charging your batteries. One of the things that we advise our customers first and foremost is to keep the batteries charged. If, for example, you run your scooter down, let's say only 25%, and in your mind you're like, I have 3/4 of tank left, just like in your car, right? 3/4 tank of gas, I don't need to go to the gas station and top it off, so I'm just gonna let it sit there. Charge it. Charge it up all the way. The plates can sulfate if it's left in that 25% depth of discharge for too long or too often. You're just inviting bad things to happen. I recommend that you keep it steadily charged. Always put it back on charge as soon as you're done using it, if it's feasible. And the second thing, my second piece of advice for this, and this is really for older chairs, mid-2010s, 2015s, anything a little bit newer than 2015 typically has an automatic shut off, but I still would like you to err on the side of caution. These chargers don't always shut off automatically, so leaving it on charge indefinitely for longer than 24 hours, it's just not recommended. What if the charger fails? Or what if it's continuously putting out a small amperage output just to keep the batteries topped off, but you don't use it for 3 months? It's cooking the battery, right? So don't leave them on charge. I'd recommend leaving them on charge for a maximum of 24 hours. If you're a snowbird and you're not going to be there for several months, the key is going to be a timer, right? Put the batteries on a timer. Use a timer for whenever you're not sure, or if you're leaving on vacation, etc. Charge it up for 24 hours and then click, timer's off. But I don't recommend leaving it on for longer than 24 hours. Our third factor, usage. How are you using the scooter? That ties back into the depth of discharge heavily, right? Because if you're burying the batteries every single day, you remember that graph, that 80% depth of discharge, 600 cycles. You're going to be looking at a little bit less lifespan than normal, because you rely on the chair. It's in everyday use. You rely on it for your freedom and your mobility, and that's okay. But expect a shorter lifespan from the batteries. I have customers that only use their scooters for vacation. They're going to Disneyland, or they're going to go to a theme park, or there's a lot of walking and traveling involved. In those particular instances, longevity comes down to making sure the batteries stay charged and topped off once every 3 months, because they're in storage. The scooters are in storage for 6 months to a year, and not charging a battery is the same thing as letting it sit at 100% depth of discharge for 3 months. You'll brick them up. It'll be a lead brick of sulfation. Charge it once every 3 months. Again, utilize a timer in that aspect if you want to automate it, or set a reminder on your phone or your calendar. We all have smartphones now. Set a reminder for yourself, hey, it's time to charge my battery. Once every 3 months, you'll be topped off. And since you won't be at that higher depth of discharge, just due to lack of using it, you're on the way higher end of the spectrum in terms of longevity. So to recap, the more that you use it, unfortunately, the less the lifespan is going to be. The less you use it, but if you don't take care of it, the less the lifespan is going to be. The less you use it and the better you take care of it, the longer your lifespan is going to be. All right. That brings me to our fourth and final factor, battery quality. Battery quality is also a crucial part of the equation. I understand that you can go onto Amazon or you can go onto eBay and get a battery that's $20. You can't believe it's such a great deal. It doesn't really make sense to you financially how they can ship a 60-pound battery to you for $20 and it had free shipping. You get what you pay for. What you're looking for in build quality. You're looking for a hardcore deep cycle battery. You need not a general purpose, which a lot of the market is today. You need a deep cycle battery. Look for that depth of discharge. Look for that language on whatever page or whatever literature you're reading that says, hey, I am a hardcore deep cycle AGM battery. Look for your reviews, do your homework, call the company. Do they know? Do they answer the phone? Do they have live chat? Do they know anything about batteries? I think you'll be pretty surprised if you call some of these companies, if you can even call them, the lack of knowledge that they have. So do your due diligence. You're spending good money if you want to buy a good battery that's going to last you a long time. So it's worth taking the extra couple steps in order to make sure that you're spending your money well by getting a high quality battery. If you're selling the scooter or you just need to get it up and running, I completely get it. Get whatever's the cheapest, whatever's the quickest, right? But if it matters to you, if it's for yourself, if it's for a loved one, you need to spend a little bit of extra money. You don't need to go with the Ferrari, but you don't need to go with the bottom of the line either. Start in the middle. You can get great value in the middle for these batteries. We've gone through all four of our factors, right? We have depth of discharge. 50% is our sweet spot, okay? We went through your charging routine. When in doubt, charge it. Batteries love to stay charged, and just don't leave them on charge. Use a timer if you have to, right? Third is usage. If you rely on it for your everyday mobility, unfortunately, you're going to be using those cycles more often than someone that's not. So you can expect a little bit shorter lifespan. But if you adhere to that 50% depth of discharge rule, you can also expand the amount of cycles that you have possible. And then fourth is going to be battery quality. Do yourself a favor. If it's something that's important to you, if it's something you rely on, go for the quality. So you have control over almost all of those factors, except for probably usage, because it depends on your personal situation. So 3 of those are well within your means of control. Utilizing those 3, the takeaway is clear. It's depth of discharge is number 1. All right. I hope that this has provided some guidance for you guys and some clarity on the topic of how long your medical mobility battery should last. We are here to help. If you guys have any questions, or if you need to determine if your batteries need to be replaced, it does come down to degradation and runtime. If you're experiencing less and less runtime, it probably is time to replace those batteries. If you need help determining that, call us. We're here to help. We can be reached at 1-877-775-4381. We have several different representatives that are available. They're all live. We don't have any AI chatbots or anything like that. We're all live tech support here. You can also go online on our website, www.techbatterysolutions.com. We have a live chat feature that's manned by our in-house staff as well. I'm even on there sometimes myself. We're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's your time frame to get a hold of a live person for some support, or leave us a comment on this video and we'll do our best to get back to you. Thank you for watching.